You walk into the wedding venue and straight away something feels off. It's dark, like really dark. The ceiling's black. The walls are black. The floor's dark. And suddenly you go to bounce your flash. The thing that has always worked for you. But that, this time, feels completely pointless. You take one test shot, just one, and instantly your heart sinks. Faces look flat, the light is harsh, and everything feels shiny and ugly. And it looks absolutely nothing like the wedding photography you see on Instagram or the blogs you follow. If you've ever stood there thinking, oh no, I have got no idea how to light this place, then welcome to dark wedding venue photography, where flash problems are born and beginners panic. But today, I'm going to show you exactly how professional wedding photographers deal with this. Calmly, confidently, and most importantly, without losing their minds. So if you're a wedding photographer, I can promise you this. At some point, you'll walk into a venue that completely knocks your confidence. And the worst part is, nobody prepares you for it. You don't see it in YouTube tutorials, you don't see it in online courses, and you definitely won't see it in styled shoots. So welcome to episode 1 of my brand new series. Wedding photography problems and how the pros fix them. This is a 10-part series dropping every Thursday at 3 p.m. UK time, where we're going to talk about the real problems that happen on wedding days. Not theory, not perfect lighting scenarios, and no more just buy better gear. We're talking about the moments that make your stomach drop. The moments where things don't go to plan, and the moments where experience really matters. And because I actually want you to use this stuff on real weddings, I've also put together a PDF cheat sheet for each episode. For this one, it covers how to spot problem venues quickly, what to do when bounce flash fails, flash direction options, ISO guidelines that actually work, and the most common mistakes to avoid. You can download it using the link in the description and keep it on your phone. So when you're standing in a dark venue, under pressure, you're not guessing. And we're starting today with one of the biggest confidence killers of all. Dark wedding venues, black ceilings, and a flash that just won't behave. Okay, so let's start with why dark wedding venues are such a nightmare. Most photographers are taught one thing early on: just bounce your flash. And honestly, that's solid advice, most of the time. But bounce flash only works when there's actually something for the light to bounce off. When you're dealing with black ceilings, dark wooden beams, dark walls, or ceilings that are ridiculously high, your flash fires and the light just disappears. Black surfaces absorb light. They don't reflect it. So instead of getting soft, flattering bounce light, your flash ends up doing the worst thing possible, firing straight forward into people's faces. And that is when you start seeing flat, lifeless faces, harsh shadows behind people, shiny skin, and that unmistakable on-camera flash look. And this is important. The problem isn't your flash. It's not broken, it's not underpowered, and you don't need a more expensive one. The problem is how the light is being used in the environment that you're in. So here's something that professionals do very differently to beginners. Pros don't wait until the first dance to realise there's a problem. They know within seconds of walking into a room. Here's the mental checklist that runs automatically. Dark ceiling, yep, that's a problem venue. Dark walls, problem venue. No neutral surfaces anywhere, definitely a problem venue. If you walk in and your first thought is, this might be tricky, that's actually a really good sign, because that is experience starting to kick in. The mistake that beginners make is ignoring that instinct. They hope bounce flash will somehow work anyway. They hope the venue magically becomes easier once the party starts, and spoiler alert, it won't. Pros spot the issue early, because that gives them time to adapt before any pressure moments hit. This is the moment that changes everything for most photographers. Sometimes you just have to stop bouncing your flash altogether. In dark venues, bouncing just spreads weak, uncontrolled light everywhere. And that is how you end up with flat, boring images that kill all the atmosphere. Professionals switch their mindset from I need more light to I need better light. That is a huge difference. Instead of pointing the flash straight up and hoping for the best, they'll angle it slightly forward, they'll think about where the light's coming from, and they use modifiers to soften the light, not to bounce it. And they start shaping faces instead of flattening them. And yes, sometimes direct flash is absolutely the correct answer. I know, the internet just screamed, but direct flash, when used properly with control and intention, can look clean, modern and professional, especially in dark wedding venues. Low light wedding photography is all about control. Pros aren't trying to light the entire room. They're lighting their subject. They create shadows on purpose, they add contrast intentionally, and they shape light to suit the mood of the room. And here's the key thing that most people miss. In dark venues, directional light actually is going to look better than flat bounce flash. The room is already dark, it's already moody, so your light should work with that atmosphere, not try to fight against it. Flat light removes depth, but directional light adds drama. This is the point where your images stop looking fine and start to look cinematic. Now we need to talk about ISO fears, because it holds so many photographers back. Beginners treat ISO like it's a last resort. Like if you touch ISO 3200, the photography police will knock on your door. But here's the reality. A slightly noisy photo is always better than a blurry one. And always better than missing the moment entirely. In dark venues, ISO is a tool, not a failure. Professional wedding photographers will regularly shoot at ISO 3200, ISO 6400, and sometimes even higher, because moments matter a lot more than perfect pixels. And here's the funny thing, clients never complain about ISO noise. They complain about missed moments, missed reactions, and missed memories. So let's quickly and lovingly roast some common beginner mistakes, because we have all been there. Mistake number one that most people make is cranking the flash power up to full and absolutely nuking everyone in the room. Mistake number two is refusing to raise your ISO above 400 while shooting in what's basically a cave. And mistake number three, standing in one spot and waiting for moments to happen instead of moving and anticipating. Dark venues demand confidence. They demand movement and they demand intention. And mistake number 4, my personal favourite, is blaming the venue. Oh, it's just a bad venue. It's not. It's just a challenging one, and challenges are where professional photographers stand out. This is the biggest difference between beginners and professionals. Professionals expect problems. They don't panic, they don't complain, and they definitely don't freeze. The thing is, dark wedding venues aren't rare. They're basically normal. And once you stop fighting them and start working with them, everything changes. Your confidence will go up, your decision making becomes faster, and suddenly low light doesn't scare you anymore. So that's episode 1 of wedding photography problems and how the pros fix them. If you want a quick reference version of everything that we've covered today, grab it in the PDF cheat sheet linked below. It's designed to live on your phone, be checked quickly during weddings, and stop you panicking in dark venues. And this is just the beginning. Over the next 10 episodes, dropping every Thursday at 3 PM UK time, we're covering harsh midday sun, no flash wedding ceremonies, mixed lighting nightmares, rainy wedding days, awkward couples, and what to do when everything goes completely wrong. So hit the subscribe button, like the video, and download the cheat sheet. And I'll see you all next Thursday.